Welcome back to the channel. Today we're testing Cyberpunk 2077 on a pretty interesting budget setup. The Intel i3 10100 paired with the AMD RX 5600 XT. We're going to benchmark this combo at 1080p, 1440p, and yes, even 4K. Let's start with 1080p. At this resolution, the RX 5600 XT is pushing hard, easily capable of high frame rates. But look at those frame times, stuttering, spikes, inconsistent pacing. Why? It's because the i3 10100 is hitting its limit. That quad-core CPU just can't keep up with the data the GPU needs at these high FPS rates, especially in a CPU-heavy game like Cyberpunk. If you're using an i3 10100 with an RX 5600 XT, and you're getting stutters at 1080p, try bumping up the resolution. I know it sounds backwards, but 4K can actually lead to smoother gameplay, especially in demanding open-world games like Cyberpunk 2077, where CPU load is a real issue. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen better performance at higher resolutions. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more budget GPU testing. Moving up to 1440p, things get a little better. The GPU now has more to do, which actually takes a bit of pressure off the CPU. Still, we get some minor stutters and the CPU is still near 100% usage in many scenes. It's playable, but not completely smooth. While increasing the resolution means the GPU now has to do more rendering work. This naturally lowers the frame rate, giving the CPU more time to process the game logic, AI, and physics between frames. We're still CPU limited in many scenes, but the impact is less severe than at 1080p. Now here's where it gets interesting. 4K, yes, you heard me. Even though the average FPS is lower, usually in the 35 to 45 FPS range, the gameplay is way smoother. Why? Because at 4K, the GPU becomes the bottleneck, not the CPU. That means the CPU finally gets some breathing room. Frame pacing stabilizes, stutters disappear, and the overall experience feels more consistent, even if the raw frame rate is lower. At 4K, the GPU becomes the limiting factor. That's actually a good thing in this setup because the CPU is no longer choking the frame pipeline. It finally has the breathing room it needs, and the GPU is doing the heavy lifting. Even though the FPS is lower, the gameplay feels smoother because it's more consistent. This is a classic example of how a CPU bottleneck at lower resolutions can hurt the experience more than lower FPS at higher resolutions. If you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and keep gaming smart.